When you combine this passion with persistence and creative thinking, you'll find yourself capable of breakthrough innovations you never thought possible. In bioprocess development, this means you need to look beyond conventional solutions and dare to explore uncharted territories. That's what will transform you from a good scientist into a great innovator. Let me tell you a secret about innovation in biotech. While everyone is chasing the next breakthrough technology, the real game changers are mastering something far more fundamental. In today's episode, we'll continue exploring the 7 habits that separate successful innovators from the rest. And trust me, habit number 7 might completely change how you approach your next project. Welcome back. If you're just settling into your lab or heading home after a long day of process development meetings, you are right on time. On Tuesday, we talked about the first 4 habits of successful innovators in bioprocess development. Number 1, be curious. Number 2, connect the dots. Number 3, take calculated risks. And number 4, be persistent. Today, I'm going to share 3 more habits that could transform how you approach your work. Plus, I've got a special bonus tip at the end that might surprise you. Before we dive back in, I have a quick favor to ask. Our goal is to help as many bioprocess scientists as possible overcome their development challenges. If you are finding value in these insights, would you take a moment to rate and review this podcast? Your review not only helps other scientists find these resources, but also shapes the content we create. Plus, I love hearing about your experiences and the challenges. So now let's get back to those game-changing innovation habits that could transform your approach to bioprocess development. The 5th habit is challenging the status quo. Now, before you start thinking about revolutionary changes, let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked at your standard processes and asked, why do we do it this way? Here's a fascinating example from Sanofi's Massachusetts facility that perfectly illustrates this kind of scientific challenging the status quo. In 2019, they launched what they call the Factory of the Future, a highly digitized, paperless manufacturing facility. But the real story isn't just about the technology. It's about the questions their team dared to ask. FOIA judges said the following: Sanofi pushed the concept of digitalization to fully integrated process control, data collection, and analytics, and built a fully integrated bioprocessing facility that takes the application of disposable process technology and flexible facility design to a new level. Sanofi implemented cutting-edge manufacturing technologies to create an efficient and sustainable platform. Their key innovation was the commercial implementation of integrated continuous biomanufacturing, using perfusion-based cell culture with single-use technologies instead of traditional stainless steel equipment. They also pioneered novel single-use applications, including a custom slurry mixing system and fluid management assemblies to replace traditional stainless steel systems. The facility features pre-sterilized tubing and manifolds with aseptic connection devices for operational flexibility. The design optimizes for flexible operations and rapid product changeovers, with efficient material workflows maintaining 99% facility uptime. This digitally enabled facility achieved remarkable environmental benefits: 94% reduction in chemical usage, 80% less energy consumption and CO2 emissions, 91% water savings, and 321 tons annual waste reduction. Frankie Jimenez, the head of second-generation process development, global manufacturing science and technology at Sanofi, said the following. He said, "We have seized an opportunity to go beyond traditional life cycle improvements and have developed our second generation processes, transforming the way we manufacture currently approved commercial products and enabling a flexibility for future product introductions." This success story shows what happens when scientists embrace their curiosity and ask, what if we did this? What if we changed that? Instead of settling for, this is how we have always done it. Let me share a powerful story about challenging the status quo in bioprocess development I have experienced. My team was working with a particularly challenging protein that was yielding low titers, only around 1, sometimes 2, and maybe above up to 3 grams per liter, which was typical for this type of process and clone. It was a so-called difficult to express protein. But instead of accepting these numbers as good enough, we set an ambitious moonshot target. Why can't we achieve 10 grams per liter? Some of our colleagues actually laughed at this goal. It's not gonna happen. Keep dreaming, guys. It's way too high. It's a difficult to express protein. They thought we were being unrealistic, maybe even naive. Maybe we were, I don't know. But we set this goal. But we refused to accept that's just how it is as an answer. So through systematic optimization of both our cell line development workflow and the production process, we pushed forward. The result? We achieved 9.7 grams per liter, nearly hitting our impossible target. This wasn't just about higher titers. It was about proving that when we back our ambition with methodological work, we can achieve what others consider impossible. This experience taught us that sometimes the biggest obstacle to innovation isn't technical limitations, it's our own preconceptions about what's possible. Let's talk about habit number 6, continuous learning. You might be thinking, David, I already read enough papers. But here is something eye-opening. According to a 2023 edX survey of 800 executives, nearly half of workplace skills will be outdated by 2025 due to AI advancements. In our biotech field, this rapid evolution means the technical knowledge you are using today could be dramatically different in just a couple of years. But don't let that overwhelm you. It's not about reading every paper published. It's about staying curious about emerging technologies. Maybe it's understanding how artificial intelligence could optimize your DOE designs, or how continuous manufacturing might fit into your process train. And here is a fascinating insight from a recent Forbes article that perfectly illustrates this point. Companies that prioritize continuous learning aren't just surviving, they are thriving. Those with strong learning cultures have shown up to 60% higher revenue and profit growth compared to their competitors. Think about that for a moment. In our rapidly evolving biotech landscape, where new technologies emerge almost daily, continuous learning isn't just about personal growth, it's about organizational survival. Companies that foster a learning culture are seeing better employee retention, with 86% of professionals saying they'd change jobs for better professional development opportunities. But here is what really caught my attention. The most successful organizations aren't just offering training, they're integrating learning into daily work routines. They're creating innovation hours where teams share new skills and discoveries, setting up mentorship programs, and making learning a core part of their performance metrics. This applies perfectly to bioprocess development. Whether it's staying current with new analytical methods, understanding emerging automation technologies, or mastering new modeling tools, continuous learning is what separates leading organizations from those playing catch up. The seventh habit is passion. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Of course, we are passionate about science. But let me ask you this. What really drives you? Is it just about getting the protein to express? Or is it about what that protein could mean for patients? During my recent year-end reflection, I deeply contemplated this question myself. Why am I so passionate about biotech? The answer became crystal clear. I want to help biotech leaders transform their breakthrough innovations into market-ready products. Because ultimately, it's about ensuring that life-saving therapies become accessible worldwide. When I see a novel therapy successfully reaching patients, knowing I played a part in that journey, that's what drives me every single day. Let me share a powerful example of passion from our interview with Olivier de Tournay. He's the CSO of the French company Cellura. When studying dinoflagellates, he encountered a seemingly impossible challenge. These cells were so sensitive that even a single air bubble could destroy them. Rather than accepting defeat, his passion drove him to think differently. He found inspiration in an unlikely place, in geophysics papers about Earth's rotation and magma flows. Despite the complex physics being outside his expertise, Olivier's dedication led him to reach out to physicists, bridge the communication gap between disciplines, and collaborate to translate planetary movements into an innovative bioreactor design. And by the way, this is not only habit number 7, the passion, it's also about connecting the dots. His passion for solving what others considered impossible resulted in a breakthrough technology that could transform cell therapy manufacturing. His eyes lit up as he explained, "When I realized it was impossible to produce these dinoflagellates with existing solutions, I refused to give up. That passion to find a solution led me to explore completely different fields, ultimately revolutionizing how we think about cell cultivation." And now the result is a completely revisited, redesigned bioreactor. Please feel free to check out that podcast episode. You see, passion isn't just about being enthusiastic about our work. It's about having that inner drive that pushes you through those seemingly impossible challenges you face in the lab, in CMC development, in strategy meetings, or even in your C-level suite. When you combine this passion with persistence and creative thinking, you'll find yourself capable of breakthrough innovations you never thought possible. In bioprocess development, this means you need to look beyond conventional solutions and dare to explore uncharted territories. That's what will transform you from a good scientist into a great innovator. Let me share a game-changing tip that transformed my career. I call it strategic cross-pollination networking. This approach goes far beyond traditional networking. It's about creating innovative solutions through unexpected collaborations. Here is a powerful strategy you can apply. When you're facing a complex challenge, deliberately seek perspectives from experts in different domains. The true breakthroughs come from deliberately building these strategic connections. In our attempt to improve the product quality of a biosimilar, we combined our internal robotics capabilities with our partners' expertise in modeling and multivariate analysis, achieving remarkable results. Through systematic optimization of our experimental design, we reduced the development time by 3 to 6 months and cut quality analysis costs by over 50%. The key was implementing an effective screening method that handled multiple fed batch culture systems and complex product quality attributes simultaneously. This innovative approach not only streamlined our process development, but also provided crucial process knowledge for larger scale operations. Remember, your vendors aren't just suppliers. They are innovation partners with cross-industry exposure. Build strategic relationships with them to gain early access to emerging technologies and best practices from multiple sectors. Some of our most successful process improvements came from applying solutions our vendors and partners had seen in completely different industries. Before you head back to your experiments or your next meeting, remember this. Innovation in bioprocess development isn't about having eureka moments every day. It's about consistently applying these habits to make small improvements that add up to something significant. Thank you for thinking about innovation with me today. If you found this helpful, share it with your colleagues. You know that person who's always asking, what if, during your next process development meetings? Are you ready to accelerate your biologics development? As a strategic advisor to C-level leaders, I help organizations fast-track their product and technology development without compromising quality. Book a free consultation at brulmanconsulting.com, and during this session, we'll analyze your current development challenges and create a strategic roadmap to eliminate costly delays. Let's optimize your path to market with expert guidance tailored to your specific needs. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep innovating, keep pushing the boundaries, and I'll catch you in the next episode of the Smart Biotech Scientist podcast. All right, smart scientists. That's all for today on the Smart Biotech Scientist podcast. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on your journey to bioprocess mastery. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. By doing so, we can empower more scientists like you. For additional bioprocessing tips, visit us at smartbiotechscientist.com. Stay tuned for more inspiring biotech insights in our next episode. Until then, let's continue to smarten up biotech.